Welcome back to the third quarter of the BOBBY003 show, and my sidekick, Andrew Guitros.
Well, good morning.
Forgot to introduce you today, so, well, I was I was cutting down on the cost of the programming.
You're trying to cut those expenses.
I'm not going to pay you for that first. I forgot to introduce you, so you were just there.
That's it.
Just there. Let's see here. I imagine everybody's kind of wondering what the bottle is.
It looks like a bottle of Scope or something.
Yeah, it looks like Scope, but this is the enzyme product that I was advised to buy. It's a fuel additive. Mm-hmm. People are having some problems with if you leave your lawnmower and items that you use seasonally, you leave them during the year, and the carburetors and all seem to gum up and have problems getting them started and all of that. Mm-hmm. And according to some of my friends, this is a magic product right here. Mm-hmm. And pretty good cost to it, but it only takes an ounce of this per 8 gallons of gasoline.
Cool.
And a lot of people are complaining. I'm not getting into that complaint department, mm-hmm, for or against with the ethanol additive that's added in the gasoline. Mm-hmm. Supposedly it breaks down or something to that effect. And this particular item here, mm-hmm, and it's known as a StarTron enzyme fuel treatment. Mm-hmm. Treats 250 gallons of gas, this little container right here. And it's got the measurements on it right here. I'm going to try it I've got several items that, like my generator is, mm-hmm, supposedly very good for items like a generator.
That you don't run every day.
You know you're supposed to run them at least once a month, but you know, they're sitting in your garage and things get in front of them and you don't really need them until the storm comes. Mm-hmm. And every now and then you do try to start it. Well, you put some of this, and this additive is supposed to last for up to 2 years in that tank of gas.
Wow.
And so you can buy this at Eddie Manuel's mm-hmm, Acadiana Cycle Shop. And I've got some pictures. This is the bottle. It's marked $21.50 somewheres on here. There it is right there, mm-hmm, $21.50. That $21.50 bottle has cost me about $12,000. And you say, well, now wait a while, what happened? You got a speeding ticket on the way over there? No. Got over there and got to visiting with my longtime friend, Eddie Manuel, who was in the Goodyear dealer business for many, many years, kind of got out of the tire business and always loved the motorcycles, and now has probably 150 used motorcycles. Mm-hmm. But let me tell you, it's kind of like those cars. They're pre-owned only. They're not used. They, mm-hmm, they look brand new. And he's got a nice large what you call it when you display
showroom.
Showroom. Got a big showroom, and he's got some accessories, jackets and helmets and you know, different items like that to go with your bike when you buy it. And I looked at a few of them. I threw my eye on it, like my daddy Cornelius would tell me, kind of throw your eye on things when you go around there. The price is really very competitive. And
show this photo.
Anyhow,
Mark,
show a photo here. That was this past Saturday. I'd already ordered the trike. Mm-hmm. Anyhow, the $12,000 is for the trike. The trike should have been brought to Texas, to Trump, Texas, to the factory, that motor trike factory. That's going to be, and my bike was supposed to have been delivered yesterday, Tuesday, and should be ready next Friday, around the 4th or the 5th. Mm-hmm. So I guess I should go down there and check them out and make sure they're screwing it all up right.
All the way to Texas?
All the way to Texas, yep. And ride back. That's what would be the nice part about it. And kind of get familiar with it, because this is going to be a new experience for me. I love those two wheels, but
you got to bring some friends, get somebody trailer somebody else's bike so you can ride back with you, no?
Well,
by yourself?
No, we're going to go. No, somebody will have to come with me to bring me.
Right.
And then I could fly in with, but my plane is being used that day.
Oh yeah, is that what's going on? Man, I'm trying to follow this thing. It's getting complicated. We got to buy a plane to go pick up that bike. All for a $20 bottle of fuel additive. We bought a plane. We bought a motorcycle.
Yep. And the picture, the people in the, put the picture back up one more time.
One more time.
And we'll talk about the kids in here. We've got Eddie in kind of the red plaid shirt, and then all the way on the right is Charles Cummins. The little fella with the blue hat is Charles's grandson, Aiden Cummins. And the young man next to Charles, riding with Charles, is his name is Cameron. Cameron Haneke. Dawn, you remember Dawn? You remember Dawn. Dawn is in the finance business. She had talked to us about coming to work, and we didn't have room, but she's done a real good job. I think she's with First Financial, if I'm not mistaken. And I was telling Cameron, I said, you know, I worked for your great-grandpa. He says, you did what? I said, I worked for your great-grandpa, Mr. Charles Genet. Well, he says, I've heard, yeah. He says, I've heard the name. You know, he's young.
Right, right.
And I said, Mr. Charles and Miss Fanny, they were my bosses. And then I says, also, the other partner of Mr. Charles Genet was Mr. George Dejean. We talked about Anita Dejean dying. Well, her brother was, he and Mr. Charles were my two bosses, and our straw boss was Miss Rita Reed. We called Clay Bertrand and I called our straw boss. Anyhow, I worked there during the summers, and then during the school year, I would work from 6 in the morning till 8 o'clock. So I've always been an early riser, going to work, and what the early bird gets the worm. And I was able to catch a whole bunch of worms, and thank God that He's been very generous to me. And I try to give back in things like this, encourage the young ones to go to work and get a trade and try to do better for themselves. And it's going to be a big encouragement for their family, and it might just challenge some friends to also do better. That's a big thing when you're growing up. The friends, sometimes you think they're picking at you. I had batty eyes. I had a girl's name, and I could hardly speak English, so I had a lot of people pulling on my chain, like Ken Fakuri says, and it wasn't all nice, but it was a challenge, and I overcame those issues, and that's going to be more of it. Will be in the book when I write the book.
Carl's Thrifty Way. Go by Carl's to get all your medicinal needs over the counter, prescription. They can handle that. They can compound multiple prescriptions together to make it easier for you to take. Their pharmacists will sit and talk with you if you've got any questions about your prescriptions. They've got home decorating ideas, great gift selection as well. Go by Carl's for monogramming and gift wrapping as well. Carl's Thrifty Way. And we've got Dixie Storage, all your storage needs throughout St. Landry Parish. They got a location near you in Port Barry-Appalachia or Washington with railroad spur access. If some of the stuff you want to store comes in off the railroad, if you're a businessman, maybe you're a trucker that's got to use the Dixie trucking, where they'll go and finish delivering loads for you, or they'll just move some of your inventory control between their different warehouses. They've got the McCormick Hall and Event Center in Port Barry that handles up to 300 people for wedding receptions and parties, with a full-blown stock kitchen there as well. It's for rent. Go by. Great parking. And A+ Glass, their sister company with locations in Lafayette and over here in Opelousas. They can do all your glass work, inspections for you, commercial glass and home glass.
The picture with right there.
This one.
That picture right there. That picture goes with my conversation over with Eddie Manuels over in Eunice. Boy, Eddie, you're getting a whole lot of coverage. Free coverage there. Do me a good job, young man. Just joking. I know you're going to try. The people pictured in this picture on the left in the white T-shirts is Mildred and Joe, and on the right with the black T-shirts is Jim and Connie, and they hail from the Shreveport area. They were in the Eunice area attending a Christian motorcycle club gathering over at the Baptist Center in Richard, near Richard, real nice convention center that they have there. And these people want me, when I'm going through or coming back on my new bike, they want me to call them, and they want to come, and we're going to break a little bread and show off my new bike.
There you go.
Miss Connie and Jim, they each ride their own trike. She's not a big lady, but I bet when she gets on that highway, she's big as the big boys.
This week, Thursday, Fridays, and Saturday nights, 7 p.m., the Little Theater's having The Hobbit. That's over at the Little Theater building right next to Donald Gardner Stadium in Opelousas. 7 p.m. each night. It's The Hobbit, starring Cameron Dupre, Philip Thompson, C.J. Ardoin in it. Bradley Crader, Skylar Pham is involved as well. And on Sunday, they've got a matinee at 2 p.m. on the 30th. Go by, have a good time, and support our local Little Theater. And at the Delta Grand, they're going to have Tigalo next week, the little movie we've talked about, a Louisiana horse story about the history of horse racing in Louisiana, from the quarter horses to the thoroughbreds to the cowboys. It's going to be at the Delta Grand Monday, October 1st at 6:30 p.m. and then a re-showing October 3rd. It's Wednesday at 10 a.m. during the day if you want to go by. My understanding is it's free.
I've bought at least a dozen of the
discs.
I'm one of her biggest
DVDs.
customers, Miss Connie Castillo from Breaux Bridge, Louisiana.
Correct.
And I went to it, and we sat real tight. Y'all going to be able to go to the Delta Grand and be real comfortable in a good environment there. What about LSU? What's the deal? 12 to 10 on a team they were supposed to just run over.
I thought the defense looked excellent. The defense, you know, you get caught up in watching the game and you get worried. The defense was excellent.
Okay.
Even with the young men. A couple of them lost their head, got a little bit chirpy at spots when they got frustrated, but overall good. Offense, the offensive line has got some problems. They got some continuity problems. They're switching people around and they don't have their rhythm. Till they get an offensive line more stable, they're going to have problems. So get more stable on the offensive line.
What about the quarterback?
Everything else is going to work.
Think he might make the grade?
Hard to tell. When you're running for your life, it's hard to see how good you are, because he was running for his life in spots when that offensive line would break down. So if the line gets better, we'll know better what kind of quarterback we got.
What reminds me is this couple here have been RV tailgating for many years. Jerry Legue, age 82, and his wife Connie, and they hail from Alexandria, Louisiana. He was in the authorized, licensed automobile dealership, new cars dealership in Alexandria for many years, a name that I had heard but I had never seen them. They're, what did they say? They host 50 or more friends every game.
And have done it for 50 plus years.
And they're in that real good area. You know,
the only area it was when they started.
When they started, and they've been able to stay there, and probably an RV spot like that might be, what, $10,000 a year now.
I bet it's high.
But anyhow, a very interesting story, and there's so many of them, and that's what I was leading up to. The team, whether they're good or bad,
people support them.
The Tigers are going to be there. And you're going to get some...
And they broke ground this week for the South Stadium expansion. They're going to build a huge expansion up in the air on the south end of the thing.
I haven't been yet.
Tying in the two upper decks.
But Jim and Babs was telling me, Lopez was telling me how beautiful...
It's unreal.
The stadium, we have a picture that their son, Jimmy, sent to us, and we showed it here, but I can't wait to see it.
They haven't done the whole building, but half the building is done gorgeous. I mean, it really dresses it up. It'll make you proud to go see it. That you know.
You see where your money's being spent.
Tiger Stadium was rough before, but it's good now. What no, not enough time for another sponsor. How about this real quick before we go to commercial break? Don't forget to bring your flags. If you want a flag disposed of, an American flag, to the Palace Cafe for the American Legion. Ken Thibodeau and that group is going to take care of it. Get it there before the 9th. We got to take a 1-minute break. Radio and TV. We'll see you on the other side of 1.